So it's crazy to me how similar to early this year things are feeling like right now. Not just in terms of Shiba Inu, but in terms of the crypto market in general. We're entering a very bullish time. Yes, there are some things that we have to pay attention to getting into next week, which I'll talk briefly about in this video. But there is buying going on in a major way that we have not seen. I believe this cycle. In fact, it's been to the tune of over $2 billion over the course of just 3 days. And I want to talk about this. I'm Luckside. Welcome to the channel. If you guys are new or haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Hit that bell again. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. Looking at Shiba Inu right now, we're bullish. Everything's looking very good. Again, we're dealing with that couple days of consolidation. We're waiting to take that next stab to try to break out here. And the rest of this week may lead us to that, which I'll get to in just a moment. But SHIB right now starting to print another green day, floating around this 40185 level. Everything looking good, still sitting above our moving averages, which are all trending up in the right direction now. BTC again, like I talked about earlier in my ADA video, playing out into this bull pennant, and hopefully we get a nice breakout here towards a new all-time high, which would be insanely bullish in the market heading into next week. And why I mentioned next week is that we have the election. We have the FOMC meeting. So we'll get to see if we're going to have another interest rate decrease. So there may be some very bullish catalysts ahead as we get into the end of next week. But what's happening this week is something that people should not be sleeping on. Obviously, the early part of this market cycle was heavily facilitated by institutional money. It is what caused BTC to go on these massive surges. It is what allowed all these major short liquidations to take place over the course of several months here, basically from this point at the latter part of January through the start of March. And it is also what caused some of that outside capital to start entering the space, the thing that helps move Shiba Inu most to the upside. The reason that it did that, 4.5x over the course of just 7 days. And I have to say that right now, everything is feeling very similar to that moment. Because if you guys take a look at what has taken place over the last even 3 days in terms of institutional money, we've seen over, over $2 billion in inflows from institutional money over the course of 3 days. That's just this week. $893 million yesterday. We had an $850 million day the day before, and we had over $400 million the day prior. That is the that's the largest weekly inflow we've had over the course of a week in general, and we did it in just 3 days. This is the second largest day of inflows we have ever seen in terms of institutional money. People are not bullish enough in the crypto market, and it's showing in prices. Right now, yes, BTC price is moving, it's pushing levels, but there's going to be a point where these massive flows that we're seeing here are going to start affecting prices in a much bigger way. And it's probably going to start this week. It may lead to some interesting movements in the weekend, which I'll talk about in a second here. But especially if it continues into the next week, into elections, prices may get insane. Now, this isn't a guarantee. This isn't financial advice or anything like that. I'm expecting a lot of volatility. All right. Nobody knows what's going to happen, but I will tell you, come election night, we're going to see some very wild swings in the market. Maybe it's to the upside, maybe it's to the downside, and know that the election won't be certified on election night. There are some states that have said it's going to take a couple days. I don't know why that's the case. It's 2024. We should be able to figure out an election in 24 hours. Maybe it needs to go on chain, right? That'd probably be the easiest and most transparent way of doing it, but that's neither here nor there, and not the discussion that we're having in this video. Now, the interesting thing about this is retail is doing some selling right now. Okay, retail is the reason why we haven't really taken big steps forward. You'd think that with over the course of these last, just 2 days, both of these days so far here being to the tune of almost $2 billion by themselves, you'd think that BTC would start taking some stabs to the upside. But you're getting some people that are profit taking. Profit taking is okay. As long as it doesn't cause, big corrections here, as long as we just chop for a couple days, and really in terms of in terms of Shiba Inu, wrong video, as long as it continues to push this trend of 4019, we have the potential to get a very strong breach here and start working into those thin liquidity levels like we talked about all the way back here. Remember, between 4020 and 4028, this is a very thin range. SHIB can make basically a stab like this in no time. It would probably come down if it did do that, but know that once we breach these levels and start to show some resilience here, that is where Shiba Inu is likely headed. So I appreciate you guys as always. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm so excited about what's to come. You know, we've been in such bearish times for such a long period of time, not even just the last about 8 months of consolidation. I'm talking about the multiple years of bear market, all the time that we spent talking about these things. And finally, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care.